Good day everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Of course, we are very familiar with using windows in Autodesk Revit. At least most of us are familiar with that. But what if I told you could actually use curtain walls in almost the same way you use windows in Revit? So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to use curtain walls as windows, how to put actual curtain wall embedded windows in the curtain walls, how to tag the curtain walls like the way you tag your windows, and also how to do the legend to actually bring it for a more informative window schedule using curtain walls. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it. So of course, as you can see on my screen, we actually have a project where there is a curtain wall here. So the first thing I want to do is I want to import a curtain wall embedded window. That is a window that can actually be embedded into a curtain wall. So to do that, I'm just going to go to this Insert tab on the top of my screen. Then I'm going to click on Load Family. Then I'm going to go to my own private library and get the window family I need that can be embedded into the curtain wall. Okay, so now we're in the library. We're going to go to curtain wall panels. If you have your own library, you could watch out for any curtain wall panels. Then I'm just going to search and I'm going to look for windows. So I'm just going to drag it into the project or click open. All right, so now we're just going to go to this curtain wall and we're going to click on tab to actually select one of these panels. Then you could also click on tab again to actually highlight the second one, then hold Ctrl to select multiple. Also go to this third one, tab again, hold Ctrl to select multiple. The same thing for this fourth one, tab till it highlights only the panel. Then hold Ctrl. Then now we have selected all these panels. We are going to go over here and unpin it. So once we've unpinned it, we are going to click this drop down icon. Then we are going to load in these windows we just imported. Then we're going to replace it. So as you can see, we have actually placed windows in this curtain wall. So the next stage is we're going to show you how to tag them now. So if you go to the DPC, as usual, if you want to tag regular doors, you simply go to Annotate and tag by category, or rather tag up, annotate again, then tag up. Then you just select doors and it will tag them. You could also do the same if you want to do it for windows. You go under here, look for windows, check the windows, then click apply, and it will tag the windows. But as you can see, we don't have windows in this work. I use curtain wall predominantly, so there is no information pertaining to these windows here or curtain wall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold Ctrl Z to undo it. Now I want to tag this curtain wall as one single window item. Then I'm going to go to tag by category. Then I'm going to go to this leader and uncheck the leader. Then I'm just going to click here to give it a wall tag. This tag is actually a wall tag in Revit, so you could actually use it to annotate other walls. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this and I'm going to edit the family. Okay, so now I want to change this. I want to redesign this whole tag. So firstly, I'm going to delete these lines here. Then I'm going to go to create. I'm going to go to lines and I'm going to create a circle. I think this is good. So now we're going to click on this tag here, or these digits now. So we're going to click on this edit label. Now we're going to change this edit label from the parameters is currently a type mark. We're going to change it, click on this type mark, and we're going to remove it. Then we're going to look for mark and we're going to put mark. So we're now going to put the prefix. The prefix is like whether you want W or D, depending on the item you're actually tagging. So I'm just going to name it W since we want to use the curtain wall as windows. Then I'm going to set the sample value as 1. So I'm going to click OK. Then I could also annotate it, edit it further by editing the text itself. That is clicking on this edit type here. Then I'm going to change the size of the font to 2, so it will be smaller and more compact. I'm going to change the font style to, let's use one of my favorites, Beber's Newer. Okay, then let me just change the color too. I'm going to change the color to red, just for font sake. Then I'm going to click OK. So we have a small tag now. Then we could also reduce this circle. Let's use 2. And let's place it at the center. Okay, so now we're going to load into the project and we're going to load it into the project we just opened. So we're going to click no, we don't want to override it. So we're going to click on this override existing version and its parameters. Good. So now, as you can see, we actually have the circle here, but nothing is actually inside the circle. Why is the reason that? Remember that we set the parameter value as the mark. So we're now going to click on this curtain wall now, and we're going to go under this mark and we're going to tag it as, put a digit there, that is 1. So as you can see, this has tagged this as W1. This means that this is window 1. So we can also do the same thing here on this cutting wall. We'll just click it. We'll go under this properties panel here. Then we're just going to change this to 2. Okay, then we're going to go to annotate, tag by category, and we're just going to hover around it till our window tag shows. So we've named this W2. Now for the final aspect of this video, I'm going to show you guys how to actually place it on a legend. So let's say we have a window legend here. Okay, then we have our sheet. Let's just create a sheet. I think this is one sheet. So let's just carry our window legend and place it on this sheet. So in a normal circumstance, if we were to place some windows in this window legend, we'll simply go to annotate. We'll now go to legend components and go to this legend component to actually load in the windows we have. Let's say, for instance, let me look for some windows in this project and see if I can load them. For instance, we'll click on this and maybe click on the front elevation. So as you can see, this is how to, on a conventional basis, how to load in windows in your window legend. But we want to use the cutting walls we created. So I'm just going to hold cancel to cancel this. Then I'm going to go to elevations where the cutting wall is, our cutting wall is. Let's go to, I think that is east. That is where this our cutting wall is. Okay, no, west. All right. So now we have this cutting wall now. So we are just going to click on this to hide it. So as you can see, these were those windows I placed inside the cutting wall. So to actually create a replacement for legend for this cutting wall, we are just going to go under view. We are going to go to callout. We are going to use sketch callout. So we're just going to carefully use this box sketch tool to actually draw a careful box only covering this cutting wall. So now we have done that, we are going to click on good. And it will actually appear in this elevations tab in this project browser. So we're just going to replace it, rename it as W1. So we'll use it for future purpose, so it will be easy to reference it later. Then we could also make sure we can hide this in this elevation so it will not interrupt our future elevations annotations. So now we have this W1, we can just click on it to look at it. Now, of course, it will also actually show some hidden elements, some hidden elements in the elevations we hid before. So you could just click on it and hide it, hide elements. Now, you could actually edit this cutting wall embedded windows to actually edit where you want these swing lines to actually be. So we'll just double click it. We'll go to elevations, views, we'll go to elevation, go to exterior. So we're going to make sure we delete these lines. So the swing lines will be left to us. So we're going to load back and load it back into the project. Override. So we're going to go back to W1. So now we've currently set this W1 and it's actually set as a separate callout on its own. So we'll go to annotate to actually draw our window swing lines and where we want our window. Let's say we want it to swing from this point. So let's just draw some diagonal lines indicating that. Once we've drawn two, we could just select the both of them and we could just copy them and place them accordingly. Could click on copy, make sure you check this multiple and copy them accordingly. So now we've done this, we will now go back to our sheet where we kept our legend. So instead of doing it the typical way like I showed you guys prior, what we are going to do, let's say this window is W1, we are just going to carry this, our elevation, or rather call out of this cutting wall and place it here as the window legend. Then we'll just click on it, escape. We're going to click on it and we're going to go and remove the title under so it will not be visible. So we're going to click on no title. So we could also edit this schedule to actually accommodate for the size of the window. Then we'll just select everything here. Then also select this one too. Then just simply move it by a distance. Alright, so we're just going to click to actually exit the windows, the window legend. Then we're going to just go back to the sheet and place it. So if you print this now, could actually dimension this window, or rather cutting wall as window, then also impute the parameters pertaining to it. So this is how to actually use cutting walls as windows in Autodesk Revit. This could be helpful, especially for people like me that are visualizers and we like using cutting wall because of its versatility. So if this video was helpful, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Also hit the notification bell to get notified once we release new videos. Thank you and have a nice day.